Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most powerful secrets in AI, something that's often overlooked but is absolutely critical. It's called feature engineering.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me ask you something. What's the real secret to a Michelin star meal? I mean, is it just about buying the most expensive, top-shelf ingredients, or is there something else going on?
So, let's talk about the chef's secret. You'll see pretty quickly how it's the perfect way to understand what makes an AI model truly great.
Well, you guessed it. It's not just the ingredients. It's the preparation, right? A master chef can take really simple stuff, everyday things, and with their skill, they turn it into something incredible. The real magic happens in how they prep everything. The chopping, the seasoning, the cooking.
And this idea, it maps perfectly to the world of data science. Think about it. You've got raw ingredients, flour, water, tomatoes, cheese, that become a delicious pizza. Well, it's the exact same principle with AI. You take raw data, that's our ingredient, and you transform it into an intelligent model.
Okay, so let's look at our raw ingredients. We're not talking flour and water here. We're talking about raw data.
All right, here we go. A super simple table, right? Just a transaction ID and a date. Now for you and me, this is a piece of cake to read. We see January 15th, February 3rd, we get it. But for a machine learning model, that date column is just a string of text. It doesn't automatically know that 01 means January or that there are patterns hidden in there.
So that brings up a really important question. Can a machine just look at this list of dates and spot the important trends? Like are sales higher at the start of the month? Do more things happen on Fridays? And the honest answer is nope, not really. Not with our help anyway.
And that help, well, that's where the magic happens. This is the art of preparation. This is our cooking stage, where we take that bland, raw data and start prepping it to bring out all those hidden flavors.
So this art of data preparation has an official name. It's called feature engineering. Basically, it's the process where you use your own smarts, your domain knowledge, to transform that raw data into new features, which are really just new columns that help the machine learning model work better. You're basically prepping the meal to make it easier for the model to digest and learn from.
So how's it done? Well, it's actually a pretty straightforward process. First, you analyze your raw data, in our case, that date column. Next, you start thinking, okay, what useful stuff can I pull out of this? And finally, you create brand new columns to store all that good information.
And here's our recipe for this. Now, don't get hung up on the code if that's not your thing. The idea is what really matters. This one little line is basically our instruction to the computer. We're telling it, hey, see that date column? I need you to treat it like a real date and then just pull out the month for me. It's kind of like telling a chef, just separate the yolk from the egg white. And this is where it gets really cool, because we don't have to stop at just the month. We can pull out the day of the week, the day of the year. We could even figure out if it was a weekend or a public holiday. Every single one of these becomes a brand new, super powerful ingredient for our AI model. All right, time for the big reveal. Let's see what our final dish, our smarter data set, looks like after all this work. So, just to jog your memory, this is what we started with, our before picture. A simple, flat table. Easy for us to read, sure, but not all that helpful for a machine that's trying to find really deep patterns. And here's the after. Check that out. It's the same basic information, but look how much richer it is. We've added a new month column and a weekday column. We have literally engineered new features that give the model the exact context it was missing before. So why is this such a big deal? Because now, instead of just a confusing list of dates, our model can work with simple numbers. It can directly compare things and find patterns. It can start to answer questions like, hey, do more sales happen in month 2 versus month 1? Or, are Mondays a big day for transactions? It can see relationships that were totally invisible before.
And this brings us to the most important point of this whole thing. Seriously, if you take away just one idea today, let it be this. Better features make smarter models. It's that simple. The amount of effort and thought you put into preparing your data, that directly translates to how intelligent your final AI model will be.
So I want to leave you with a question to think about. Look at the data you work with every day. Maybe it's a simple spreadsheet. Maybe it's a huge database. What are your raw ingredients? And more importantly, with a little bit of this creative preparation, what hidden flavors are just sitting there waiting for you to discover?